Hello, my amazing friends. Today I'm going to tell you a story that's not just a story. It's a life-changing inspiration for millions around the world. This is a journey that teaches us how to fight, how to live, how to dream, and how to win, no matter how hard life gets. This is the story of a man who was faster than the eye could see, whose punch could send shockwaves, who changed the world with his hands, his mind, and his unstoppable belief. The man who became a martial arts legend, an actor, a philosopher, a warrior. His name? Bruce Lee. You may know him from his powerful fight scenes or his famous flying kicks. But his real life is even more powerful than any of his movies. In this story, I'll take you through his entire life. From the day he was born to the legacy he left behind. Every detail, every challenge, every triumph. This isn't just a tribute, it's a journey. And it's perfect for your English too, told in easy words so you can learn and grow with every sentence. The beginning of a legend. Bruce Lee was born in San Francisco while his father, a famous opera singer from Hong Kong, was on tour. He was born in a Chinese hospital in America, and according to the Chinese zodiac, it was the year and hour of the dragon, a sign of greatness. His Chinese name was Li Jun Fan, meaning return again. His parents hoped he would one day return to America and do something big. They were right. Soon after his birth, Bruce's family moved back to Hong Kong. As a child, Bruce was energetic and wild, always moving, jumping, fighting, laughing. His parents called him a firecracker. But Bruce had problems too. One of his legs was shorter than the other. He had very poor eyesight and needed glasses. But these challenges never stopped him. They made him stronger. He trained harder than anyone around him. Because his father was an actor, Bruce appeared in films from the age of 3 months. By the time he was a teenager, he had acted in over 20 movies. But Bruce didn't love acting at first. He was more interested in dancing, fighting, and exploring the streets. He often got into fights, wild and rebellious. Then something happened that changed his life forever. He lost a street fight. He felt ashamed, angry, and defeated. His father decided it was time for discipline. He introduced Bruce to Ip Man, a master Wing Chun Kung Fu. Bruce began training, and he fell in love with martial arts. Some students rejected him because he wasn't fully Chinese. His mother was part German. That hurt Bruce, but it didn't stop him. He trained harder. He practiced 500 punches a day. He became so fast. People couldn't see his hands move, but his street fights continued and became dangerous. His parents feared he might be arrested or killed. So at 18, Bruce was sent back to America with just one suitcase, a dream, and $100 in his pocket. A new life in America. When Bruce arrived in Seattle, he had nothing but his belief in himself. He stayed in a small room above a restaurant and worked there washing dishes. He trained every night in that tiny space. No gym, no equipment, no help, just pure discipline. He joined a school to finish high school and began making friends, even though his English wasn't perfect. People were amazed by his speed. One classmate asked how fast he could punch. And before he blinked, Bruce's fist was inches from his nose. Bruce started teaching Kung Fu, not just to Chinese students, but to everyone, white, black, Asian. This made traditional Chinese martial artists angry. They challenged Bruce to a fight. If you lose, stop teaching non-Chinese students. Bruce accepted and won, but he wasn't happy with how slow and tiring the fight was. So he made a bold decision. He would create his own style, a style with no style. That's how Jeet Kune Do was born. At university, he met a student named Linda, a smart, kind woman who believed in him. Despite pressure from her family, she married Bruce. They had 2 children, Brandon and Shannon. Bruce kept training harder than ever. He could do push-ups on one finger. He knocked people down with a 1-inch punch. His speed was so extreme that film cameras had to slow down just to capture it. He had 0 fat on his body and trained up to 5 hours daily. But Hollywood rejected him. They told him, "You're Asian. You have an accent. America isn't ready." They gave him only small side roles. Frustrated, Bruce returned to Hong Kong, the rise of a global icon. To his surprise, he was a superstar in Asia. People welcomed him like a hero. His TV show, The Green Hornet, had failed in America, but in Asia, it was called The Kato Show, and he was a sensation. He signed with Hong Kong Film Company and made The Big Boss, a low-budget film that broke all records. Then came Fist of Fury, where he stood up against racism in a scene where he kicked down a sign that said no dogs or Chinese allowed. That scene became a symbol of pride and power for millions. Next, The Way of the Dragon, where Bruce directed, wrote, produced, and acted. The final fight between Bruce and Chuck Norris in Rome's Colosseum is still called the greatest martial arts movie scene in history. Bruce trained like a scientist. He tracked everything, his weight, diet, exercises, even his thoughts. He believed time was life, and he never wasted it. His goal? To be better every single day. Finally, Hollywood came back. Bruce starred in Enter the Dragon, a big-budget American film where he was a hero. It was stylish, powerful, and unforgettable. But before its release, tragedy struck. The legend that never dies. Bruce Lee died suddenly at just 32 years old. Doctors said it was brain swelling, possibly a reaction to a painkiller. Some believe it was a curse. Others thought he was murdered. No one knows the full truth, even today. 6 days after his death, Enter the Dragon was released. It became a global phenomenon, earning over $350 million worldwide. Bruce's face was everywhere. His image became eternal. He had done more in 32 years than most do in a lifetime. And even in death, he became more powerful. Bruce was not just a fighter. He was a thinker, a writer, a student of life. He read thousands of books. His quotes became teaching for generations. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. He believed in simplicity, honesty, discipline, and freedom. He taught us to find our own path, not to follow others blindly. Bruce Lee's legacy. After Bruce's death, his wife Linda raised her children with love and strength. His son Brandon also became an actor, but tragically died young, just like his father. Today, statues of Bruce Lee stand in Hong Kong, Bosnia, Los Angeles, and Seattle. Museums preserve his writings, weapons, clothes, and punching bag. Millions visit his grave. Before Bruce, Asians were seen as weak or comic in films. Bruce changed that. He gave them pride. He made martial arts global. He inspired legends like Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Keanu Reeves, and even UFC champions. He's known as a father of mixed martial arts because his art wasn't about style, it was about freedom, truth, and expression. What we can learn from Bruce Lee. Start where you are. He had health issues, faced racism, and was rejected. But he didn't wait for the perfect moment. He started anyway. Believe in yourself. Even when no one else did, Bruce wrote his own movies, created his own martial art, and became a global icon.